This show is sponsored by Lila Arboretum Society. Hello, I'm Vogel, and this is In the Garden. And today we're in the garden of April Vogel. It's hard to say that because it rhymes with my name.
It sure does.
You don't know how often my prescriptions are filed under V.
Oh, are they?
My first initial is V.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That messes a lot of people up. Hostas. We got lots of hostas here. Looks like you got a little bit of hail damage on them.
We did get some hail damage, unfortunately.
But they still look nice.
Luckily, we were lucky with the hail damage. It was just mainly to the plants. We didn't have any damage to our vehicles or anything, so we actually did get lucky, but it is kind of ugly to have the holes in them. But
yeah, somebody told us today how much it cost to have his car fixed.
Oh my goodness.
It was like I think it was over $5,000.
Yikes.
The little wagon here. Is that one of your finds?
Yep, it sure is. Actually, my grandpa got that one for me from an auction. I had him on the lookout for one, and he found something, so he got it for me. So
that's nice.
But I'm always on the lookout for antique treasures.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more of them as we walk around. This is really a nice welcome by the street for people coming around the corner and they see this beautiful little island here.
Yeah.
A little oasis.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything in here that you wanted to point out? Or we're done. Let's move on to the next place.
Okay.
This is the front door.
Yep. Well, I call this the front door because the other one's the garage door.
Okay. Like my front door didn't get used much. People always went to the back door. Oh, I'm so excited to know that Dave knew what that tree was. And if I'd seen that ball hanging there, I would have probably figured it out too. Yeah, that's a real interesting tree. I don't know if anybody's going to ask you what it is, but now you know.
I don't know my trees.
And you've got a weeping crabapple?
Yep. It's
and
really pretty in the spring.
Oh, yeah. And it's staying so green. A lot of them, towards the end of the summer, hot weather like we've had, their leaves dry up. They think they're dying, but they're not. Mm-hmm. Next year they come back just beautiful. And when the leaves fall off, it's not a lot to rake them up. Oh, the woods. I didn't go all the way through the woods the last time I was here. It is 10 degrees cooler back here, at least, maybe 15 or 20.
Yeah, that's good. So it makes it better for me when I'm working. I try to find shade when it's really hot, like today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was nice this morning with the cloud cover, but after the rain, clouds went away. Now, did somebody build this chair for you?
Nope, I found that at an antique store.
Yeah, and another little cart.
Yep, I got that from my friend Sonia's mother.
And you like wagon wheels.
I sure do.
I've been trying to figure out what to do with one. I don't have one yet, so maybe if I get one, I'll have to figure it out. And another little shed. And an old-fashioned water pump. That'd be nice if we could get water out of that. I'm sure you didn't plumb it up, did you? You didn't dig a well.
Nope.
Yeah, that's... What are those?
Hydrangeas.
I knew I recognized the leaves, but I wasn't positive. I thought maybe you were going to tell me it was a different, what's that flower that blooms later in the summer? Big blossoms. Never can think of it. And your black-eyed Susans here are, I don't know if they were open and closed up or if they're just opening.
They're getting ready to open.
Yeah. And we'll look at, there's a little daylily back there hiding behind the hydrangea. Now, are these blue blossoms, are they on those plants that are there?
Yep, those are hydrangeas too.
Yeah, but I noticed some over at her house. Susan's house. They were blooming down closer to the ground, but weren't quite that tall though. They were smaller. What is that? Another pump in there?
Oh yeah, that's my thing.
And you've got
Got a few of them.
and you've got a feeder here to give them suet. Is that suet?
Yep, sure is.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice planter back there. It shows in the shade what you can do when you put interesting foliage on plants. It shows that they show right up. This is what I smelled when we came over.
Oh, the stargazer lilies. These are my favorite.
They're so healthy.
I hope they stay. I hope they stay looking like this for this weekend.
Look at the double one.
Those are rose lilies. Those are really pretty.
Yeah.
It's another favorite of mine.
You know, about 7 to 10 years ago, the only thing you could get double on those was Evodia, was the variety name, and now they've bred so many,
Mm-hmm.
and they got popular really fast, and they're more expensive in the catalogs.
So this is one of my favorite areas because they're already done, but this is full of Asiatic lilies, so those are already done. But then these come on, the stargazer lilies and the rose lilies. So
Now, that's important that you have things blooming continuously. I
Yep.
mean, one blooms and then another one comes on and that one goes.
yep, that's my favorite thing. Every day when I come home from work, I come out and I'm like to see what's new,
Yeah.
what's changed, what's new, what's blooming. So that's fun.
What is that? Do you know?
That is a toad lily,
Yes. Oh, lily.
and so is this one.
Yeah, they like the shade. That's something I'm getting more shade now, so maybe I can put some in.
Yep, and then more hydrangeas.
I love the blue. Well, let's see, you got an antique tricycle back there?
I sure do, and a wash tub and a
What's
wagon.
What's in the wagon? Is that
It's hens and chicks.
hens and chicks? Okay. And look at the multi-level birdhouse up there.
I call it the bird condo.
The condo, yeah. that's
It's
a
had
good-
everything in it but birds. We had a
Really?
squirrel living in it. We've had bees in it.
I don't know the solution to keeping the bees out. I've had them in my birdhouses too. Mine are decorative and the birds still make nests in them. They're not ones I can clean out easily.
And this is kale, and it'll get a really pretty pink flower here pretty soon.
Yeah, kale is pretty. I think of that as a later blooming flower. Another wheel. Oh, look at the little nest with the bird in it. And more toad lilies.
And then this is another one of those rose lilies. Yep, those are more toad lilies.
This was completely pink a week ago.
Yep, it just changes. It's starting to...
It's still got blossoms on so people can see what it's like.
And then there's some hens and chicks inside that little part of the tree right there.
Oh, that's neat. And then we've got another little building here.
My Amish shed.
And what is that, a water pump?
It's a pump. Yep, it's an old wooden pump.
That's interesting. Okay, and this is an oak leaf hydrangea.
Yep,
That's one of my favorites.
this thing got huge.
It did. Woo. Oh, here's another one of your finds. It's got a little rust on it. You said you liked rusty things.
I sure do. Rustic is good.
Got to catch up with us here. We went past the oak leaf hydrangea before he even got near it. That's what I was trying to think the name of.
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus. That's what I was trying to think. And I think I have that one. I bought it for the foliage. Okay.
Well,
Should we go
let's
back
go
in there? Finish up the bed here. It's another building.
This is my work shed.
Your work shed. And you even have plants in the window. Boy, these haven't even broke out yet. Is that one of those that gets taller every year?
It's the stargazer.
Oh,
It's another stargazer.
Stargazer?
Lily. Yeah.
I put one of those in that was supposed to get really tall but by the third year, and it bloomed with the bud right at ground level.
Huh.
I guess I didn't get it in early enough. Get on with that sun. And this is some kind of a sunflower?
Yeah, I think those are false sunflowers,
Could be.
but I'm not positive. This is the tallest they've ever gotten.
Though all the rain.
All the rain, exactly.
This is a cute little wheelbarrow here with a feed and seed Briggs Brothers company, and it's from Pennsylvania. You have to come around to see it. What are we climbing up the birdhouse?
So that's clematis that's climbing up the birdhouse.
Is that autumn, sweet autumn, that blooms in the more in the fall?
Oh, I'm not honestly sure.
Okay, well, we'll find out in the fall. Okay, let's keep walking along here.
This here is a black-eyed Susan vine that's growing up this pump. You can see it from this side, actually.
There's a blossom up there at the
It's gotta
top.
come this way.
Yeah. You got to move this way if you want to see the flowers. They're kind of behind the pump. Oh, some antique shovels. Or old ones anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And is this a dogwood?
Yeah, I believe it's a dogwood tree. And then these are called Maximilian sunflowers, and it gets a whole bunch of blooms on it. And it's actually a perennial. It comes back every year.
And it's late flowering, I take it.
Yep.
It's nice to have things that bloom at different times. Look at the black-eyed Susan vine climbing up this post here. That one's really going to town. He can come. Another hydrangea.
That one's huge.
Whoa! If you wanted to see what's behind it, it's kind of hard. I see another clematis vine that's got the little decorative seed pods on it. Now, does the wind make that go around?
Yep, it sure does.
That would keep moles out of your yard, or at least for a certain perimeter around the fan. When the wind blows, it makes a noise down through. I don't know, maybe it's not deep enough in the ground to affect the moles.
So, of course, I had clematis climbing the windmill. That's done. It was gorgeous, but it's done with. And that's bee balm in the back.
Yeah, we can imagine, though, what that looked like, and we love the seed pods.
And then this is sunflowers.
Oh, they grew taller. They're growing. Another one of... Oh,
And both of these are hibiscus, different color ones.
oh, look at the bloom.
Well, it was really pretty till it got rained on.
Yeah, it is still beautiful. You know what I've done when I broke a stem on a flower that I wanted to stay there? I get a needle and stick it up through the stem with it being about the same distance on either side of the bend.
Mm-hmm.
And actually they continue to live.
Really?
Yeah, the plant's on the chairs. She's got some old chairs over there. It's pretty down there in the old wash tub. You remember ever taking a bath in a wash tub? Get away from the garden shed. Okay. And another pump. Now, does your big, I don't know what you call them.
Cast iron pot?
Yeah, does that have a hole in it
Yes.
to drain? So you
Yes,
could.
It does.
It's got. I didn't know they had holes in them, and I took one to a Halloween party at the school, and we put some water and some dry ice in it. Water all over the floor.
Well, I don't think they're supposed to have holes in it, but that one does.
Well, I think a lot of them do, and I don't know what the purpose is. Maybe there were plugs to put in them. Then you could drain them without having to lift them. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons. What do you think? No, no, no idea. Creeping phlox?
Yep.
It was a long time before I could identify that by the foliage. I never knew what it was because it was always through blooming when we went out.
It's always early
Yeah,
in the spring.
foliage sure looks healthy. Okay. Do you want to introduce these two to the camera? This is Matt.
This is my nephew Carson. And this is my husband Matt.
Okay. Okay, now, did you want us to go further this way before we go into the path?
So we lost a couple of trees a few years ago to that. I believe it was called ash borer. We
Yeah,
had problems with, killed a couple of the trees.
And we're lash borer.
So I found this idea that I wanted to do and make a birdhouse and out of the stump. And so my husband did this creation for me. I think he did a fantastic job.
It is nice. I like the way he did that mushroom on the other side to get that yellow color.
So my dad gave me the morel mushroom to the left, and the one on the right I bought from a craft show. But I just figured they just kind of look perfect there.
They do. Okay, we got another birdhouse up the way here. Is that going to be a tree?
It's supposed to be a buckeye tree, but I think that it's getting too much sun or something. It's not very happy right now.
Well, it's probably not used to this kind of sun that we've had this year, and with the temperature with it.
So this tree here, same thing. We lost it to the ash borer. So we put a birdhouse on top, and it has a bluebird family in it.
Oh, nice.
So they're pretty, but they like to go to the bathroom on our cars, so my husband doesn't like them very much.
Well, that's what happens, the beauty of nature.
But they are pretty, and they sing pretty, but...
Okay, you wanted us to go up by the house to see what's up there. You consider this the main path?
Yep, this is the main path. And when we originally moved in, this whole thing was just woods. There was no flowers, there was no fire pit, no paths. So I started 9 years ago with my flower garden, and it started out small and got bigger and bigger and bigger each year. And then my husband started making these paths, and he did this fire pit area, but this was all wooded, so he cut all this back, and I think it turned out nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a fun
I
little
love
area to sit in and relax, and it's private. I mean, people can't see us, or we can't really see them, so we enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a little hideaway here. Some big rocks over there. I see a flower I don't recognize.
I don't know what that is either, to be honest with you.
Take a close-up of that. Maybe we can figure it out. I let him know we were leaving. I don't know. I've never seen a flower like that. Did it have foliage before it bloomed?
I honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay, I think we're just about ready to close and go home.
Okay.
But we wanted to stand next to these stargazer lilies again. They're so beautiful and they smell so nice. I think the rain took some of the smell out of the air,
Oh.
and we probably have to lay on the ground to smell them. I'm not going to do that because you'd have to lift me up. But thank you both so much for letting us come and videotape the garden, so people in Battle Creek that didn't make the garden tour will get to see it. We do one garden a month. You're the fifth garden. What month will that be, Dave? August, September, October, November, December.
All right. When it's nasty and snowy and cold, I can see my garden.
And if it's her garden, then you'll know that yours is next.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, anyway, thank you very much, and
You're
I know
welcome.
the public is going to love this, especially the shade out here. This is it's so much cooler here. If you would like to become a master gardener, call 969-0270, extension 116. If you have questions or suggestions about this show, call 963-1448.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.